Chelsea Football Club, the Club World Cup winners. So why didn't they go for? What's their reason?
If you look at what went wrong with Enzo Maresca,
yeah,
Enzo Maresca was a fantastic coach, got Chelsea back in the Champions League, won 2 trophies as well. The issues were behind the scenes. So his relationships with the sporting directors, the people above him, also the fact that he didn't particularly like the advice that he was getting from the medical department.
Yeah.
The medical department was saying to him, you know, this player can't play the next game. This player has to come off after 60 minutes. He felt that, you know, he was operating with one hand tied behind his back. Also, his frustration was showing in press conferences where he was going off script a little bit. So I think they feel that with Liam Rosenior, none of those problems are going to arise because he's not going to have personal problems with the people above him. He's not going to ignore the advice he's getting from the medical and performance department. He is going to stay on message during press conferences. But the big question is, results and performances going to be as good as they were under Maresca? And a lot of Chelsea fans weren't even happy with Enzo Maresca. They didn't like his style of football. They didn't particularly take to him. So it is a really, really big, demanding job. I wish Liam Rosenior well, because I remember his dad. His dad was one of my favourite players of all time. He was one of my heroes. So I will be happier than anyone if he's successful. But I think it is a big risk appointing him. And you have to think, how many other Premier League clubs would take a risk by appointing him? You know, most other Premier League clubs would look at his CV and say, he's not the finished article yet, he's not ready for us yet. Obviously, Chelsea have seen something in him and they've trusted him with this massive job.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because all that will fall away if he hits the ground running and starts getting the wins. They're on a run of only 1 win in their last 9 Premier League games. What's his first focus then? Is it get the fans on side, get the players on side? Where does he start in a job like Chelsea?
The players. Okay. They're the most important people to the security of his job, is how they perform when he puts them into the structure that he wants and the style that he wants. Are they going to follow? You know, and players are incredibly intelligent now in terms of understanding tactics and different systems and being coached by top coaches. You know, but can you lead them? Are they going to follow you? And that's the big question: is can he convince them? Can he have that connection with them? It's all right, you know, doing what the ownership wants, but can you get the players to follow you? And that's going to be his biggest challenge, because for him this is a big step up in terms of player quality, in terms of egos, in terms of every single player wanting to play every single game in certain positions, you know. So that's the challenges that he's certainly going to have.
He's got a lot of young players. He's talked about this before, that he's, you know, dealt with young players at Strasbourg. I think the average age for them was 21.47, and the average age that Maresca last fielded was 23 years and 157 days. So it's kind of a similar sort of, you know, in terms of comparisons with the age. Is that a worry, that it is a young squad that might not be so ably, a more mature squad might be able to say, okay, we hear what you're saying, whereas youngsters might be a little bit less able to manipulate, shall I say?
I'm not sure about that. I think probably younger players are easier to mould and to get them on side. I think when you've got senior players that have seen lots of different managers and styles and will have their favourites, I think can sometimes be harder to win over, and they're unpredictable and inconsistent younger players. So he'll have to manage that. But that's where maybe the expectation has changed at Chelsea in terms of the way they're going to run the club. So you know, if I was a Chelsea supporter, I'd be thinking, right, this is such a big change to go from suddenly a manager with you know, relatively lack of experience at a club like Chelsea to come from the sort of parent club. Are they saying now that Gary O'Neill is going to be the next successor? If I'm Gary, I'm thinking, brilliant. This is a great pathway, and that's how that's probably how you would think as a supporter.